All right. Welcome back to the M25 show. My name's Albert.
I'm Elissa.
And that's it for today.
Yep, just us.
No surprises from Eddie. Will he, won't he? He's a confirmed no this week.
I heard he was flying an airline today, so I don't know. He's got a side gig as a pilot.
He said he's taking the staff to the airport. So
maybe he's flying him also.
He has his own Cessna down at the Fullerton Airport.
Right. He's what do they call him? The undercover coyote.
He's running people. Him and his dad are going down to Ensenada.
Right. It brings them back
to that hidden airport and just loading up and bringing over.
Yep.
One surprising, man. He has so many secrets.
Yes. Man of all trades.
He's what did they say? Diversifying.
Yes. He's contributing to the melting pot.
I'm seeing here on StreamYard. There's some new widgets. So I guess you can ask a poll.
Oh.
A poll and put it up on the. What should we put? Type in the question.
Is Eddie a coyote? Just kidding. I don't know.
A secret coyote. Trying to.
My glasses are.
Trying to type and talk at the same time. Not good.
Yes. That's the one thing about that's one difference of the sex of the different genders. Men have a very hard time multitasking. Women do it like nothing.
Create.
Now is it going to come up in the? Oh, there it is.
Came up on the board to come up. I don't see it.
Oh,
that's
so for me it came up on the corner. Okay, so you know how the top?
Yeah, I see it.
Over there is our logo, and then.
So I guess you type 1 or 2 in the chat, and
oh, okay, and it generates.
I guess so. Yeah, it'll be live as we go if anybody shows up. And then
I have to connect to YouTube. Okay, I never join the chat. I always just
yeah. I guess
always just read it.
I guess you can do it on your phone because I've seen other live streamers they do that. Let's see. Let me go to YouTube real quick. There we are. We're live. I don't see it. Unless you got to. Well, I mean, it's on the screen. Oh, I guess you got to go on the chat and then you type in your number 1 or 2.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. I put 1. There we go.
Oh, there you go. Oh, look at 100% say yes. Woo-hoo.
Fun time. Sorry for all you podcast people as we describe
play around with these new features.
Yeah. But go to the m25show.com. You'll find the video feed there. I don't know. Maybe I guess maybe
YouTube. If you go to YouTube, you can also comment. You can also participate in the poll.
I wonder if I guess it works on Facebook too. If you're on Facebook, you're watching us live or past. I don't know if when the show goes off the air, does it keep going? It probably does.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Let me turn my volume all the way down.
You want to hear us in the background? So, anyways, Steve is in surgery right now. I guess his second surgery. His update was, I guess they're going to cut up any cancer left over. They're going to cut out, and then, I mean, so that's. So I guess it gives it the percentage, but it doesn't. I'm
like, I guess not. I don't know.
You should have put 2, and then it would have been 50-50.
Oh, can I double vote? Can I edit? Let me see.
Go to your YouTube.
Wait.
What was the thing? Major League Baseball years ago with the All-Star voting. I guess people in Cincinnati were like stuffing the ballots. That's what we'll do here.
Yeah. Well, I deleted my first one, and it didn't.
I guess you can't revote.
I guess not. Well, I deleted it, so I thought maybe I would be able to revote. Who knows? Okay, well now great. Everybody
Well,
knows
both of them are in the chat, so
yeah.
I, it's just like the real elections that you don't get to change your mind
Right.
once the ballot
Once
goes
it's
in.
in, it's done. You can't stick your arm back inside the box. How funny.
You turn the poll workers. No, please, I made a mistake.
Right.
Sorry, ma'am.
Right. Yeah. So back to Steve. He's having his surgery. Actually, he's already in surgery. It started at 8:30. There he is.
He sent us this picture earlier on today.
Yeah. So there he is. We'll keep them all in our prayers, please. And it's a very long surgery. I think he said it was 8 hours.
Damn. Well, I think
So it's like a full-time job.
Yeah.
It's like going to work.
There you go. So if you go to YouTube, you'll get a second vote. I went to Facebook and put it too.
Oh, okay.
So I'm kind of undecided here. So
Yeah.
good morning, Charlie Brown. Charlie, if you're watching, we got a poll right here in the bottom left corner.
Yes.
Type in 1 or 2. Eddie's not here today. He said he's taking his dad to the airport. We think that he has a Cessna and he's heading down to Baja to pick up some people. So
he's contributing to the population of the United States.
So just type in 1 or 2 in the comments and that'll be your vote. So yeah, Steve's, I don't know. He just said that I guess there's like the cancer surgeon is going to come in and then if there's anything left, cut it out, and then the plastic surgeon is going to repair the whole. It's kind of like
2 surgeries in one.
Yeah.
I told him I had put a comment on his post and I said, of course, then I'm praying for him and the surgeons, and then I put, I hope you didn't ask for any implants because these plastic surgeons, they like to do all those fancy makeovers.
You're right. He has to write on his chest, no implants.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the one thing about medicine. It's like when they say you like athletes have had knee surgery, and they say that they write on the knee, like not this one, and then on the other one.
Yes.
Like.
Yeah. They put an X like on the good knee, and then they circle and
a smiley face on the good one.
Uh-huh.
I mean, a smiley face on the bad one. They'll cut here.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, and it's funny because they ask you like 500 times, like, why are you here? On what side? Where? It's like, where is it located? And like every nurse that comes in, now, why are you here? It's like, oh gosh.
And I'd be so worried because I have this like right-left dyslexia. Like I won't. Like I have to like shake my hand, like turn right or turn left. Like, if I tried, I remember one time I gave directions and I'm just visualizing. I go, like I thought I said turn right, but they turned left and were like,
oh,
just driving the wrong way.
Well, did you know that trick where you go like this?
No.
Okay, if you go like this, the one that's an L, that's your left.
Yeah.
So that's how like little kids learn, like left from right.
It looks weird on on
the screen.
Like this is left. No, like that looks.
Yeah, it's backwards, but I mean, to you, it's correct. Yeah. So
I just shake my hand, turn left.
Yeah.
Do I right with this one? No, that's left.
You'll turn left. Turn left.
With that for life.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So what's going on, Elissa? It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah. How Easter, we had Easter. It was a good day. It was a nice day, actually. No rain, and 2 years ago I think it rained on Easter. It was crazy, but now apparently I think we're going to have rain now coming
for Orthodox Easter.
Yeah.
Apparently it's been such a weird since winter started. We've been burning hot or getting stuff. We would have those days of just 3 or 4 days of rain, and then 3 days later it'd be 85, 90 degrees.
Yeah, it's like, do I put my winter clothes away or do I still keep them out? Because who knows?
Elissa has some guests in the audience in the studio.
Yeah. It's spring break in my house, so the school kids are here, and somebody's doing wrestling, playing WrestleMania.
Send them to Knott's Berry Farm or something cheap.
No, I think after this we'll take them somewhere, but I think he's doing WrestleMania and throwing the figures. That's what that noise is. Can you hear it?
I hear some
banging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, get the camera on that. We'll do our own WrestleMania.
Right.
It's the real one that's coming up. We'll do our own preview.
Yeah. So I think that's what he's doing. Because he's got the ring. I mean, he's got everything. He's got like 3 or 4 of the rings, and most of the characters, and multiples of them. So he's got a lot of
he's
Jay, Jey Uso, a lot of John Cena, a lot of all of them.
No legends like Hulk Hogan.
I don't know if he does. He might.
Yeah.
But
you don't know all the wrestlers.
I do. I just can't think. Like right now, I'm like, oh, he's got like Steve Austin. I think he has the Steve Austin.
He's got all the eras.
Yeah, and he's got oh my gosh, his name just totally left.
Yeah.
The American Nightmare.
Cody Rhodes.
Yes. He's got him. He's got several of him. Jey Uso and what's the other guy's name? Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So he's got quite a few.
He's got his whole card on.
Yeah. I think he even might have like LA Knight and some other ones, but I just can't think of all the ones that he has, but he has quite a few. He's got a lot of John Cena, because like every outfit of John Cena. So
oh boy.
Yeah.
they know how to get you.
Yes. It's like, I'm like, why'd you get another John Cena? Well, because he's got a different outfit on. Okay.
This is his green shirt, John Cena, and then the yellow shirt, John Cena.
Yep. And then this is his retirement one, and this is okay.
And this is his debut.
Mm-hmm.
So how old is he?
He'll be 12.
No.
He'll be 12 in the 24th.
That's nice.
Yeah. So he started what we call middle school, because he's in 6th grade, so he's a big boy now, going and changing classes and
using a locker.
Using a locker. I don't think they don't give him lockers anymore. They don't have lockers anymore. But I think he has oh no, he does have a locker. No, he does have a locker, because I remember at the beginning of the school year we were trying to teach him how to use a padlock.
The combo?
Yes. The good old fashioned, turn it back, turn it to the right, turn it to the left,
Oh my, why is the name now the name of the lock is escaping me? Oh gosh.
Master lock.
There we go. Yeah, I had that one in 6th grade.
Yeah, and then he's got PE, and he's got to change his clothes for PE. So yeah, and he's growing up. He's
got a locker. Is that where he has his locker? Or?
No, he actually has his locker for his books and stuff, because I remember in the beginning of the school year he was having a hard time on what books to take, because you have 2 or 3 classes, and then you go to then you go to like nutrition, and you have to get the next set of books for those next classes. So it was a lot. It's a lot to learn. And so it was, like I actually kind of helped him making a list of like what books, okay, when you go to school, these are the books you're going to take. When you go to nutrition, these are the books you're going to need. And then when you go, at lunchtime, these are the other books you're going to need. So it was like, it's a whole learning experience. I mean, because you go from being in one class to
all your books in one desk, and
to having to figure out like what book do I need, and so
and then you got to teach them, these are the books you got to bring in for homework.
Yep.
Well, basically all of them, because they're all giving homework.
And don't forget your Chromebook, and don't forget, it's a lot for, it's a big change.
Well, I mean, the school year's on. Is he going to 6th grade, or is he in right now?
He's in 6th grade right now.
Okay,
so 6th grade is part over here where we live. Kind of like LA does the same. LA County does the same thing. 6th grade here is middle school, so
Yeah.
you got 6, 7, and 8. Where I grew up in Fullerton, it's junior high, so it's just 7th and 8th. So when you're in 6th grade, you're still in elementary school.
And when I went, they sent me to intermediate school.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's all middle, like it just different names. Still haven't fixed your microphone.
Yeah, did you see it? I don't know why. I'm telling you, it's like that. It's that spot.
Yeah.
It's that one that doesn't.
It's been what they call it, stripped.
Yeah, it's loosey goosey.
Yeah. But yeah, I think remember, I had a funny. It was real funny how it went for me because I went to elementary school to 5th grade, right? Like usual. So and then the district I went to, they had the intermediate / middle school. So it was 6th, 7th, 8th grade. So I went to a school for 6th grade, middle school, and then I had family things happen, so I had to move. In the district I went to, they had elementary schools, kinder to 5th, and then they had like 4 of them that went up to 7th grade. So you went. So I went from elementary to middle, back to elementary, and then the district was at 8th grade. They sent you straight to high school.
You know what? My stepbrother did the same thing.
Yeah.
He was in high school and he went to school in Paramount. So it was like he was in 8th grade in high school, and I was like, I'm like, you're in high school?
So here's the funny thing. So the middle school was in Paramount. So I
so same district. How funny.
So from elementary to 6th grade middle school, I was in Paramount. So then I moved to the Norwalk La Mirada district, and that's when they had 8th grade to high school. And within a few years of I think after I graduated or I was still in school, maybe my last year, they both switched. Actually, Norwalk La Mirada switched 2 years after. So it was my 8th grade class, and then the following, and then they switched the system. So they actually created middle school. So you had schools dedicated for 6, 7, 8. And then Paramount, I guess they switched to the Norwalk La Mirada model.
Right.
So I guess they because they had 2 middle schools. They had Alondra, where I went.
Okay.
And they had Clearwater, which was like on the backside of Paramount High School, and that was a middle school, middle 6, 7, 8. And then I guess I don't know what they did with Clearwater, but I think Alondra is one of these kinder to 6th grade, 7th grade.
Okay. That's so weird.
School districts.
Yeah, and then I know there's some schools too where like they are like even pre-K or TK all the way to 7th grade, but then they don't. There's like one big school, but 3 separate schools inside.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, it's like you have like your TK to 2nd or 3rd, and then you have like your 4 through 6, and then like your 7th is it's weird how they split it up, but it's like one big huge school, one big compound, and then like 3 schools within it.
My 7th grade school was like that, but I mean they kept it separated. So like the regular elementary school kids, like imagine you're a 7th grader and you got a recess,
right? And you're playing with a kindergartner,
and basically you were in one class. No, I think that the younger kids had recess first. And then they let us out because we probably beat them up or something. 7th grader with a 1st grader, it'd be a chaos. But I think it was like, the younger the kids, they're like on one side of the school, the kinder, and then like 1st, 2nd, 3rd, they'd be going on to the other side of the school. So everything was segregated. Right. Lunches were segregated. We weren't eating with 1st graders.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But that was just weird for me. I remember, like, 6th grade, I'm in middle school. You got snack and you got lunch, and then we'd be let off for recess. And 7th grade, I'm like, what the heck?
You're like, when do I get to play?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. How funny.
But anyway, speaking of kids, I saw this on the internet. I want to get your take because I think we were raised by old school Mexicans, right?
Yep.
So
my mom was not like. We were more on I guess on the white side
Uh-huh.
until I was married, and that's when I learned a lot about like the Mexican culture and this and that. Because as my mom was growing up, it was considered wrong to be talking Spanish to your children. So my grandma never spoke Spanish to my mom and my aunts and my uncle. So my mom doesn't know Spanish, and I didn't know Spanish, and I didn't, and like my mom didn't cook like home cooked meals. My mom was a single parent, so she worked a lot. So a lot of the foods that we ate were what I consider like white people food. That's what we ate. And so I didn't know how to make rice. I didn't know how to make beans. I didn't know how, all that stuff. I learned that stuff like from my grandma. And then I learned a lot from my mother-in-law. So now I know, now I'm fluent in Spanish, and now, 98% of my tenants at work, because I work in property management. So a lot of the tenants at work, like 98% of them only speak Spanish.
Yeah.
So it's in the last, I would say 40 years is where I basically learned my culture, other than my Spanish. And but growing up, I didn't know anything. I even took Spanish in high school and learned nothing.
I had to take Spanish in high school because they had no other language. I took French my freshman year, and then the teacher retired.
Yeah, my brother wanted to go to a better high school. He wanted to go to a different high school than where our homeschool was, because he wanted to play football, and he wanted to play football for a good team.
Yeah.
So he had to go, and I think he took French, because back then you had to take a class that wasn't offered at this homeschool. So I think he ended up taking French or German or something. I can't remember. And that's the way he was able to go to the other school.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Okay, so what is your poll? Or
well,
your
actually,
question?
I'll bring it up later. But
okay,
it was like interesting when you said that, when you were growing up, it was like you don't speak Spanish in the house. And it's like, it feels very different now. It's almost like you hear from these Mexican parents, that if their kids are speaking English or they're watching TV, like they get mad. It's funny, the culture shift, because really, I think like early 1900s, like if immigrants came and they had kids, they wanted them to speak English, and then now.
Well, I remember being in elementary school, and it had to be all English. Even when my kids were in school, it had to be all English. Now that my granddaughter goes to school, she's in a full immersion program, which is they teach them first in TK only in Spanish.
Yeah.
It starts full 100% Spanish, no English at all. And then as they grow, first kindergarten, first grade, second, by third grade, it's more English than it is Spanish. So they start learning in the Spanish language. And it's like, it's just so weird how it's just full circle, we go to only speaking English, and, it wasn't allowed to be, you weren't allowed to speak Spanish, to now they're teaching the kids in Spanish, because they finally realize that dual language is beneficial, even though,
I don't know if it's that, or they're just, now we'll just, I don't know, pander to the parents, or just say, what, they can learn. I mean, I don't remember being taught in Spanish at school, but I know with ESL, English as a second language, and everything was slower. Like, I guess they just, because in sixth grade, so in fifth grade I was regular. They took me off ESL. I guess they put me in a regular class.
Okay.
And so I was supposed to go in sixth grade when I went to that middle school and be in regular, but they put me in ESL.
Oh, okay.
And so when did they figured out, like in March. So almost a whole school year has gone by. And they go, okay, we're just going to put you in regular classes. And I get to those classes, and they're like, social science, studies, like 4 or 5 chapters ahead of us.
Oh.
And it was like, I can't catch up, and But I mean, that's how it used to be back then. I mean, but it was
Right.
all English. But I mean, like they may have slowed it down, and because I remember I went into school and I probably not even knowing one word of English.
Oh wow. Yeah, and I remember being a kid and like they would when I was in school, they would pull the kids out for a little bit for Hi, Miles. They would pull the kids out and take them to ESL class.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did they get to go? I want to go. Where are
Yeah.
they going?
I
You know?
remember
I thought they were going to have fun and
they're going to get yelled at. I was back
Yeah.
in school. Pendejo, learn.
right?
I remember they pulled me out for like this. I don't know what it was in first grade. I remember I got pulled out,
Uh-huh.
and it was like this special. I mean, I don't know how many it was, like 10 of us or something.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what it was. I
Right.
should ask my mom. I don't know, because I told her like, they took me out of class and they put me with this class. I don't know. My mom.
Maybe
my
it
mom
was
didn't.
speech.
Maybe.
Maybe because you maybe you had an accent and you weren't pronouncing your English correctly. So it could have been you're pulled out for speech.
Maybe. Like I said,
But yeah,
I just have the memory. I kind of have a memory of the room, but I don't.
I remember being pulled out for Chapel on Wheels.
Chapel
And-
on Wheels.
Chapel on Wheels. It was a church trailer that would come once a week to the school, and they would teach the kids religious education. Now, my mom signed me up, but she had checked the box that I was Catholic, and the Chapel on Wheels was Christian.
No.
So I was the only Catholic, and I was like, so then I remember the lady, which is probably totally illegal right now, the lady would take me in her car to a Catholic church, and we would sit in one of the empty rooms, and then that's where she would give me the religious education, and then she would drive me back to the school, which the church, mind you, was just down the street,
Yeah.
and you could walk there, but she would take me in her car and I would go there. It was like when I was like in fourth grade, and I was like, I was the only one, and I was so excited because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go Chapel on Wheels with all the kids, and then I ended up being the only one because my mom put me that I was Catholic, and I couldn't be with the other kids because they were all Christian, which is basically now, they're more or less the same thing.
I mean, they just
But
Catholics have a few extra things they believe.
yeah.
But, oh, poor Elissa.
Mhm.
No, that is funny. I mean, that reminds me of a story. Like you say, it's probably illegal now. I don't think teachers take their students in their private cars. But
Oh,
in third grade, we had what's it called? The CAP test.
Oh, okay.
See California something
the
something.
CAP test, yeah.
And they go
California assessment test.
something like that. But I remember they said that any students who got a perfect score would get to go to lunch at McDonald's.
Oh gosh.
And so only one student got it in the grade, got a perfect score, and guess who it was?
You.
Yeah. So I got to pick a friend, and then we were going to go to McDonald's, and just the teacher just took us in her car,
Oh, how funny.
and it's like I don't think that happens nowadays.
Right? No. They'd have to like charter a whole like short bus, and you'd have to sign a permission slip, and yeah, it's
I don't remember if there were permission slips. I don't remember if my mom was told.
Yeah.
I just remember
just went. Yeah.
Pick your friend, and I picked my one friend. But I only had one friend, so I have to.
Well, then nowadays, I
think-
bet you what they do is the teacher themselves will go get what you want
Yeah, that probably
and bring it back, and then you can go in the principal's office and eat the special meal. Eat lunch with the principal or whatever.
No, I want to go to the cafeteria where all the other people eat.
Yeah. I don't want to be.
And
I only come in here when I'm in trouble.
the kids now probably eat better than back
Yeah.
then, but pick the worst lunch date, and then that's the
Right.
day I want my McDonald's. What was like the worst lunch you ever had at school?
Gosh, I used to. Wow, I remember being like, we called it in the upper grade, which was 4th, 5th, 6th grade, and you were able to work in the cafeteria. You were able to serve the lunches, and
We did that too.
yeah, and I remember the pizza. I don't know. it's probably so gross now, but the pizza was so good. The big
Yeah.
square pizza.
The square, yeah.
Yes. And then I don't really think any food that I bought that was lunch bought from school, I don't think it was bad. I liked the turkey and the gravy with the mashed potatoes. And I just remember, I think the only thing I really didn't like was the green beans. They were kind of funky tasting. But I mean, I like green beans, but these ones were like, like the can and mushy. And that was the only thing I can think of that was really bad. But we didn't really, we didn't buy lunch until later. I remember, I don't think free lunch was available. And then my mom ended up like signing us up or whatever. And somehow we ended up getting free lunch.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, I remember being so, I want to buy lunch. And they're like, my mom's like, no, I don't have the money for you to buy lunch. You're going to take a lunch. And then I remember being jealous because all my friends had the little cute little chip bags, and they had like Twinkies, and they had like all this stuff, and all my stuff was like individually wrapped. My chips were from a big bag of chips with the lunch. Yeah, not even a Ziploc. No. It was the bag that folded over itself.
Oh no.
And I was like, well, but I want that. Mom was like, nope. You get more this way. Okay. Yeah. And that's where I think, growing up with the single mom and on a budget, it helped me to budget. Like you don't realize it when you're a kid that you learn so much from your parents and like what they do, that as an adult you do the same thing, like to say, oh, you're turning into your mother. But I mean, it helps.
You figure out your mom was smart in some things.
Yeah. You figure like, oh, okay, this is why my mom did that. Yeah, okay. A big bag of chips is cheaper than buying the little individual ones. You're paying for convenience.
Yeah.
And it's just like, my mom used to always tell me, like, she would take me to the grocery store and she would show me the tag, because it says how much it costs per ounce.
Yeah.
So she would tell me, okay, so now do you want to buy this bigger one that's going to cost you more now, or do you want to buy the small one?
Yeah.
That you want to buy this that costs 15 cents an ounce, or do you want to buy this that's 25 cents an ounce? Where do you think you're going to get the most for your money? Oh, well, the 15 cents. Okay, then buy the bigger one. It's going to last longer and it's going to cost more now. And then she would always tell me, always look. She goes, I always look at the price per ounce, not the price of the product.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And then she would like show me like, the soda bottles, because back then we bought the big 2-liter bottles. And she was like, look at the level, because, if you can get it a little bit more fuller, that's a little bit more soda. Okay. So she would do the same with the laundry soap, or not the laundry soap, the dish soap, any kind of clear container. Yeah. We'd look to see which one was the fullest.
She wasn't doing the thing you see online, like they get the laundry detergent and get another bottle and they pour it into the one.
Oh, to fill it up all the way.
To fill it all the way to the top, like it's not it's not by the bottle, it's by the ounce. But. Right.
Yeah. No, she. But she always told me, look for that one, and okay. So I don't really do it I don't do that. I used to.
I mean, I'll do that. I'll look at like per ounce or something.
Yeah, I do that.
Something. Or I mean,
yeah.
With these stores, they have the sale, like if you buy 4, you get so much discounted, and
right.
You do the math. Is it worth it?
Right.
Stock up, or is it not worth it?
Yeah, and I'm a stalker. I stock up on everything. I don't follow people, but I mean, I always have extra.
You stock the merchandise and the price tags.
Yeah. No, like, I always have, 3 or 4 shampoos. I have, I buy my soap at Costco. Like right now, I drink the protein shakes at work with my protein coffee, and at work I have a case at home I have 3 cases, so I always have like extra things, because you never know. Like I always tell my boyfriend, you never know what's going to happen. Something could happen to you, and you can get hurt, and you're off work, and you don't have money, and then what are you going to do? You don't have your stuff.
Yeah.
But I always
stock up on toilet paper because that warehouse burned down.
Oh yeah, by the employee. Did you see the video?
I've seen it, and people are nitpicking it. I don't know that. I haven't seen the picture of the employee, but they're saying that the voice doesn't match, and
but I haven't gone down that rabbit hole, but I saw the video. But it didn't show his face or anything. That from what I saw.
I haven't seen a mugshot or anything. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've seen the name, so.
Yeah, I haven't. I just seen the video of him like lighting things, and then
should have paid
us more. Yeah, you should have paid us more so we could live or something like that.
Or now you're not getting paid nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's gonna get free room and board for a few years.
For a few years.
His co-workers are not getting paid nothing now.
Right.
That's smart of him. Would you do that? Would you ever burn down your place of work?
No.
I mean, I think about it sometimes, but
right.
Prison life is not for me, so I'm
right.
Just keep myself in check. And
I knew somebody that always used to say like, "Oh no, I wouldn't do that. I'm too pretty to go to jail." And it was a guy, he's, "I'm too pretty to go to jail."
I'm too soft to go to jail.
Right.
I'm not a fighter. Okay, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be somebody's bitch in jail. So.
Exactly.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
So so let's bring up this again.
Okay.
So the question is, I saw this on Facebook, I believe, is telling a child to eat what you cook or eat nothing at all child abuse?
No.
No.
My mom used to tell me that all the time.
Yeah.
Especially when, parents nowadays let their children make their decisions.
Yeah.
And it's expression of their personality or their creativity or whatever. I remember kids coming to school with like the funkiest outfits because they dress themselves. Yeah. So be it. Each parents differently. And me, I was like, no, this is what I made for dinner. And if you're not going to eat it, then you don't eat it all, or you find something else to eat because this is what I'm making.
And you make it yourself.
Yeah, you make it yourself. You do your dishes, you make your own food, you do your own dishes because this is what we're having for dinner. And I think a lot of parents do that when they're living on a budget. I used to tell my kids, this is not a restaurant. This is not Burger King. You don't get it your way. This is what we're eating. This is what I can afford to feed you. So this is what you're going to eat. If you don't want to eat this, then you find something else to eat. And, or don't eat at all. Because but I'm hungry. Well, you must not be that hungry if you don't want to eat what I made. And me as just, that's how I grew up. My grandma was infamous for saying, eat everything on your plate. Eat everything on your plate. And then as I got older, I used to say, Grandma, it's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. I'm gorda. Because you used to tell me, eat everything on your plate. Did
you get the starving kids line?
Yeah. My mom. My mom.
Choke up.
Don't throw that away. Don't throw that away. There's starving people. There's starving kids in Ethiopia. The heck does that have to do with me? You
spend years that's not a real place.
There's starving kids in Ethiopia. You can't just throw the food away. Okay.
Well, what are we gonna do? Send it to them?
Oh, right. And as a kid, you're just like, okay, I'll eat it.
I mean, and you learn later. It's just be grateful for what you have.
Exactly. But, and that's what I feel like this new generation of parents. They're not teaching their kids to be grateful, and they're not teaching them. And I'm not trying to bash anybody, but a lot of the parents, spoil their kids these days. The kid,
is it the thing? And this is what I think. It's like how we grew up and we hated it and we were angry, and then something happened. And it's with us Gen X. I feel it's Gen X because we were the first latchkeys. We were the first. Both parents are working. We just show up to an empty house, and I feel every generation said, you know what, I'm not going to do what my parents did to me. And then, you have your kids and you grow up and you figure out, yeah, you got to do it.
Yeah.
And I think it's our generation that started, who actually, lived up to the word and said, I'm not going to do, I'm not going to force them to eat. And if they don't want to eat my stuff, I'll make them something else. And it's just been snowballing ever since. And then millennials took over and same thing. It's just the overcorrection, because I'm sure sometimes your mom made stuff that you didn't like and you just either forced it
there was
down
the famous of chewing it and then getting the napkin and throwing it putting it in the napkin and wadding it up, because you didn't want to eat it, but you had to make it look like you were eating it.
I did that to my dad one time. It's something funny about tuna. Like I don't like it hot, other than the tuna melt. And he made it must have been like the tuna helper casserole. And I did not want to eat it. It smelled horrible and it tasted horrible.
That's funny.
And he did that thing, you're going to sit there until you eat it.
Yeah.
And then
that was me. My dad did that to me.
He fell asleep, watching TV, and I got it and I threw it all in the trash. But I mean, I had to be smart. Like I hit it way at the bottom. And then I just put the plate in the sink and I just went hungry that day.
I remember when my mom and dad were still married, my mom had made spaghetti and my dad was one of those, you're going to sit there until you finish all your food.
Yeah.
Military dad. And my mom said I was sitting there and I wasn't eating and I just fell asleep with my face inside the spaghetti.
Oh, okay.
Because that's
the whole,
yeah, well, I was stubborn. I still am, that's me. I have my dad's blood,
I never noticed you're stubborn.
Right. And it's like, I was only like maybe 2 at the time. And I think back at that time and I'm thinking like, there I am being Elissa and sitting there going like, you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm not going to eat all this food. So I just sat there and I, kind of like a standoff, I got all the time in the world and I just fell asleep, See, I prove you, Dad. I didn't have to sit here until I finish it all. I fell asleep and Mommy took me to bed.
But then you woke up for breakfast and it was a bowl of spaghetti.
Yeah, no, it just, but I think parents these days, they want to, they always, every parent wants to give your child a better life than what you had.
Yeah.
And at sometimes it's just, you're giving them too much.
Yeah.
To where there's so many things available now that kids nowadays, we didn't have much and we made do with what we had. And we went outside and played. We didn't sit here on the TV playing games, or we didn't sit here and binge watch all these shows that are now available. Everything is streaming. Everything is
swipe TikTok all day.
Yeah. Social media, all this stuff that makes you just sit there and do nothing. And these kids now have more access to what's available.
Well, I mean, like kids today, like if they were forcing that on you, would you just go to your room and pull up DoorDash and McDonald's is on his way?
Right. And and they see more of the world than we ever did because of social media, and they see more of what is available to them. Like they see, a new bike, or they see a new scooter, or they see a new whatever, and they're like, oh, I want that, Mom. And Mom, I want that now. Oh, wait, no, that was last week's things. My nieces are that way.
Yeah.
They're very into what's trending now, and that's what they want. So they wanted, what did they, the Labubu dolls.
Yeah.
They were all about the Labubu dolls, all about it. Oh, mom, and I want that one. Oh no, but this one is different. And oh, and can you get, because you don't know which one you're getting. You just buy the box and you open it. It's a surprise. Yeah. I want that one. And these things are not cheap, Yeah. And then now they're into this, what's it called? New dough or those squishy squares, like they look like ice cubes and they're squishy. And then they're into another squishy wonton or whatever. It comes in like a circle, and the Chinese food or Japanese food, it's in a little basket with the lid, and you open it. Is it a wonton or is it not a wonton?
A bento box or something?
And you open it, it's got the dumpling or whatever inside. Okay, well, they made those into like a squishy, and you open it, and I guess once it hits the sun, it changes a color. Yeah. So those are the two new fad things. So now that's what they're into, and of course I need that one, but I need it, and no, you don't need it, and my sister-in-law buys it for them. So they just don't know, and then they see all these things that they want. They don't learn
to appreciate what they have.
Exactly.
It's on to the next one, on to the next one.
Yeah, and they don't take care of what they have because they just don't. They know, I'll get a new one, or I'll get, everything's so disposable these days.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, why do you need 7 Labubus? Why do you need, everything that comes out right? Like next week, it's going to be something else.
Yeah.
After, we've already spent $300 because you needed all these different things. And I think, the kids these days, that's how they're growing up. They need I need this now, and I need that now, and I need. No, you don't need. You want it, but you don't need it.
Yeah.
You need food and a roof over your head first. And a lot of these parents, they just are so, because everything is so expensive these days, and both parents work. And
it's expensive enough just to give them the necessities, and then you gotta.
Exactly. So now they're working more to provide for their kids, and because they're working more, they feel guilty because they're not spending time with their kids.
So they buy the affection.
So they buy them. Yeah, they're buying them these things. Okay, well, if I just buy them this, they'll feel loved, or if I just buy them this, they won't bother me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just, my mom didn't buy me nothing. I'm fine.
No, I would.
I got, my mom would.
You'd be happy when you got something like you didn't expect it.
Exactly. And as soon as my mom bought me something, I knew she worked hard, and I knew she, had to save up for it, and I took care of it, and it lasted a long time. It wasn't just thrown somewhere in 2 days. It was like, that is what I played with, and that's what I used for years. And now it's just like, what's next? Yeah, okay, thank you. And I see it because I've bought gifts for people before, for kids, and they open it and they're like, oh, thank you, and they just throw it to the side. I'm like,
this was cool 6 months ago. Yeah. You're behind the times, Aunt.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, really? And then after, you give them the gift that you think is cool, and they're like, oh, you ask them about, oh, have you used your, have you, like my goddaughter, I bought her a little camcorder, like a real camcorder.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, have you used it yet?
No.
Oh no, it's because I didn't charge it, or
yeah.
Okay. So it's
more than other than materialistic. Do you think that social media has made it harder for your parents because, also us growing up without internet and stuff, like, they always say the thing that, when you were growing up, what happened in your house, you thought that was normal.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as you grew up later and maybe you went to your friend's house and, I guess, they didn't sit around the dinner table to eat, you're watching TV.
Yeah, they're all in the living room eating
you
different times.
I mean, in another way, I think, social media is like, especially for parents, they, if they get shamed or something, they feel shame of, how they treat their kids. Because it's like, I work in public, I work in retail, I'll say that much. And then, you see parents, they come in with their kids and their kids are just running out of control. And it's like, I had one parent that kids were just like grabbing merchandise and stuff, and the dad saying, stop it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I would know my mom would be beating my ass if I was doing that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know better than to touch stuff.
Yeah.
And it's now, like, there was one incident that the mom was with the kid, and I don't know what was going on, but the mom was talking harshly. I mean, not yelling, not cussing, but no, you always do this, I don't know,
belittling the child.
Yeah. And then I had another customer, like, oh man, no, I was having a good day and saw that bad parenting. It's like,
yeah.
And I was looking at, like, that kid got off easy compared to me. I mean, there would be no talk with me and my mom or me and my dad.
Mm-hmm. So, and I think that's the thing too, is like the spanking and all of that, it doesn't exist anymore because the kids are so savvy that they know, oh, my mom can't hit me because I can call the cops on her, and that, I think, because they learn that, like, from social media, they learn that from the internet, they see all this stuff that they can Google, and they know what they can get away with. And I, in a way, I see how parents, like, they're afraid, and I used to tell my kids all the time, I brought you into this world, I'll take you out. And I still tell them that. And it's like, my kids were like, oh, my kids, I never had to spank them. I never had to, I never really yelled at them. They knew I was mad if I yelled and I started cussing. But my thing was, I would take things away from them. Like, oh no, you can't, no computer. Nope. And then I grabbed the keyboard and I grabbed the mouse and I'm like, bye, you guys can't, or, you're not going here, you're not going there. I have one friend that, like, her daughter was on restriction or on punishment, and she was still able to go to a quinceañera. And I'm like, why did you let her go to the quinceañera? Because I don't want her to lose out on the memories. My memory would be like, shit, I'm not doing what I did to get in trouble again because I wanted to go to that quinceañera and I wasn't allowed to go. But what are you teaching her? That it's okay to do what she did, and she's still going to be able to go and socialize with her friends and dance and have fun. Not my mom would, like, nope, you're not going. And that was my biggest fear growing up, was not being able to do things. So my mom would always, like, no, you can't go. You're on restriction. You're not going anywhere. And I'd be like, oh,
so
you can't talk on the phone. Yeah.
You'd be savvy. Go, you know what? I'm going to get in trouble after the quinceañera. I'll save it up and then I'll act up. Yeah. So you're with your friends. There's no plans for the next month, right? Okay, I can go mouth off to my mom.
Right, and that's like, parents these days are just so, like, I feel afraid to actually be able to discipline their kids. And I think that's what causes the lack of respect from the kids to the parents, the lack of listening to what the parents are saying to them, and following the rules. It's like,
and it's that, like that one lady who said, the mom was being wrong or mean or dumb, or but I think now, especially, I mean, when we were kids, like, if we got spanked in public, adults would just, oh well, you shouldn't have acted up.
He
kid.
did something.
Now, and like now, it's like, you spank your kid in public, you got 5-6 people on you. I would say, like, my mom would spank me in public. If anybody got in the way, she'll spank them too. I
used to always say, pinch them. The cameras can't see when you're pinching them. But my kids, when I would go to the grocery store, I had, like, 3 of them, with at least 3 or 4, if not all 4 with me. One in the basket and the other one's walking, holding on to the basket. you keep your arm on that. You hold the basket, and don't go anywhere else. You're staying right here. You know, and that's what they did. That's why she got caught between the basket and the thing, the checkout stand, because she was holding onto the basket.
I didn't tell her to hold onto the basket. Sure she did. But I think it is like, it's our generation X beginning, like just had it. I don't know if they just, they overcorrected, because I know I got spanked sometimes when I shouldn't have, go to your room, or ignore me. It would have been more, but
I never got spanked.
And I said, I don't have kids, but I said when I was young, when I have kids, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. There's one scene I remember from school, 4th grade, I guess. The teacher I got in 5th grade, she was like we all thought she was a mean bitch, and then she got some of our classmates in class, like 3 or 4 boys, I guess, according to her, being loud in the bathroom. So she went and tattled to the teacher, and then so he's up there lecturing us, and then the mom of one of the kids walks into the room. I don't know why, to pick up her kid for something, and like we were like, oh man, here we go.
Yeah.
Poor kid. Like, no, they were old school parents. And like nowadays, like, the mom walks in, and it's like the teachers are the ones who are scared.
Yeah, because I was going to bring that up too.
Because, the parents believe the other adults. I mean, your teacher, even if they could have lied, to your parents. Oh yeah, Alberto did this. He was talking in class. Yeah. And like, I'm quiet. I did all my work. And, my mom or my dad would have just believed the teacher. And then I was at that time, like, when I have kids, I won't do this. I'll believe my kid. But kids are gonna lie.
Yeah.
And
that's
and it would have been like for me to grow up and figure that out, and then I'm pretty much do the same thing. But nowadays, you have these parents, who tell your daughter's being disruptive in class, and no, they're not. It's just the complete
opposite.
And then the kids know, I can do whatever I want, really. Close to, I don't know, I guess kicking the teacher or something.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's different too. It's like, you go to parent-teacher conference, and the teacher's trying to tell you, your child's failing in this, your child does this, your child is, disruptive in class, your child isn't paying attention. And back in the day, the parents would be on the child.
Yeah.
You need to get this, you need to do this, you need to
study more.
Yeah. You need to pay attention to class. If you don't be paying attention, I'm going to be here every day, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Nowadays, when a teacher does that during parent-teacher conference, the parents are like, well, why aren't you handling my kid? Why aren't you teaching them better? Why aren't you this? And why aren't you to the teacher?
Yeah.
Instead of the child, which is, the teacher is not the child's parent.
Yeah.
That's the lack of parenting. And it's just, things are so different now.
Yeah. It's not that,
crazy.
When you grow up, like I said before, like you understand, like I would understand, like when I was a kid and, the teacher, said something about me that I was doing this, and,
yeah. And there was more respect.
But you kind of understand that, I would say that you modify a little bit, but I mean, you don't go 180. Now I'm just believe my kid, and the kids will learn quickly. Okay, my parents are going to believe me no matter what. So
right.
And I'm sure, and you got some parents, like the teacher had a camera in the classroom and they saw it. They probably to the teacher. So what did you do to create it?
Yeah.
So
what did you do to make this happen?
Make
it
angel
start.
Make my angel, throw his desk over.
Right. Exactly. And that's where like the whole like lack of respect for even teachers. It's like, the kids are cussing at them, they're throwing things at them, and it's like, that's not on the teacher. That's on the parent and the parenting. And
you get these teachers say, you got the kids can't read at their level.
Yeah.
And it's
like, well, do you read with them at home?
Yeah.
What are you doing at home to help what is it to supplement what we do here at school? Just because they're here at school, we're not here to teach them every single thing. You still need to read with your child. You still need to do, the stuff at home.
Or if you can, you got to make sure they're doing it themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the parents come back to the teacher. Well, like, my kid can't read. Why?
He's only here, 40 hours a week.
Exactly.
However, 8 hours, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about this generation.
Yeah. And then it's like, and then that all of that turns into like them becoming adults and teenagers and not obeying the laws and doing whatever they think they want to do. And then the crime rate goes up and this and that and all this stuff that is happening that, there's no respect for any kind of authority or anything.
Yeah. Well, that kind of reminds me of I don't know how the family dynamic works, but we had a kid. There was a kid when I was in our family, and we called him Brat. Well, I called him the Brat because he was just like out of control at home and stuff. And it was like, my dad told his parents, like one time, like, when he gets to school, he's going to learn,
Right.
There's consequences. There's, you got to act a certain way. And it's like, well, maybe back then in the, what was that, early 90s maybe, but nowadays, the kid just goes and the teachers know, okay, whatever he wants to do, if he wants to act up, he can act up.
Right. Because the teachers can't do anything anymore.
Yeah.
They can't discipline. They can't even touch the kids anymore.
Yeah.
You can't grab them to.
I got manhandled once or twice by a teacher.
Yeah. They can't. Even if the kid is having a fit, you can't even like hold them for their safety, because then it's going to be like, well, why were you touching my child?
Yeah.
Because they were throwing shit and they were going to get hurt.
I had a teacher call me names and stuff, and like I said, it's
right.
I think it's wrong, but I mean, and maybe it was wrong at the time, but I mean, you have to have you have to have some kind of discipline. Now you don't, and it's like 180. It's like,
yeah, that's how you become a better adult.
Because the teacher called me a crybaby, now you can't say anything bad, can't be strict with the kids. That's where everything is falling apart. It's not.
Now it's like, if you're going to be crying and having a fit, go in the corner over there.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to stay right here.
Yeah.
Okay, you stay right there and you cry and we're going to ignore you. But it's like, and that's when they just, it's sad that the children end up dictating what goes on.
Yeah.
So just hope it gets better, but it probably won't.
So again, what did they say? It's going to get much worse or it gets better?
Yeah, it gets worse before it gets better.
So what do you think about this? I found this online. This person writes, I think this is X, says, I find it manipulative that our angry side is always seen as, quote, our true colors, as if being happy and kind means we're fake. I believe that. I don't think it's manipulative, but I do believe that. I always say, like, you don't know a person, especially like in a relationship. If you're boyfriend, girlfriend, and you guys are dating, and you don't really know that person until you have your first fight. Yeah.
You always want to pay attention to how they fight, because there's people that will like go from 0 to 60 in 1.2 seconds. And then it's, what the hell? And then you have the people that like, oh, well, let's talk about it. Let's what's going on? And as I've gotten older, I've learned how to fight.
Yeah.
Not like physically. I've always known how to fight physically, but like relationship wise, it's like, okay, because I would be like, I'd be one person, like I would shut down and I would be like, leave me alone, don't talk to me, I want nothing to do with you right now, and now I've kind of learned, like, okay, I'm pissed off because of this, and this, and what's going to go on? How are we going to fix this? You know, and I've been with people who are like, they leave, we're done. You know, I'm like, I've been with people who like, you know, yell. I've been with people who like throw things. It's, you know, it's just, you learn a lot when people are mad and how they respond. And
but do you believe that's their true colors? Like the post said, like
I don't believe like the true colors.
They say that, you know, the only honest people are children and drunk people. but you know, it's kind of that thing. You know, it's like if I got drunk and I told you something, would you say, "Oh, that's how he truly believes," or do you?
They do say that. They do say you tend to say the truth. You know, the truth comes out when you're drunk. But I don't believe it's the true colors, because there could be people who are great people, lovely people to be around, when there's no problem and whatever, but when they get upset, they're a totally different person. And I think you need to realize that, you know, when people are fine, they're here, and then, you know, they're here, and then when they're mad, they go way down here. But you got to find that balance and be able to say like, okay, well, I really like this person, but when they get upset, this is how they are. And, you know, me and like being like, if, you know, being in a relationship, you need to, in order to change how they are when they're really, really mad, and, or not even change, but like to let them realize that, you know, when you're pissed off, I don't like when you do this, or when you're doing this, I feel this, you know. And it's all about, like they always say, it's all about communication. It's like, you know, it's not, I don't think it's their true colors. It's just, that's how they are. And it could have been like, that's how they were brought up, or that's how, you know, that's what they learned. Maybe their parents were that way, and, you know, and you just have to, you know, kind of like find a balance, and you have to let the person know, you know, like, this is not okay. You know, maybe in your small little world that you grew up, like you said, you know, your little house that you thought was perfect, you think it's okay, but for the rest of the world, it's not. You know, this is not how people are supposed to act when they're upset. And if you don't communicate that to the person, especially like I say, like in a relationship, if you don't communicate that to the person that you're with, it'll continue, it'll get worse, it'll get maybe physical, you never know. But once you let them know, and every time you let them know, you're doing it again, you're doing that thing I don't like, you know, kind of thing, you kind of just bring it up and say, why? Can I ask you why do you do this? You know, make them accountable. And it's, you know, I don't understand. Help me understand why you do this. And so I don't think it's like their true colors. I think it's just, you know, that's either what they've learned, because you need to look at the person as a whole, not just because of how they are when they're mad. And it's not, I was gonna say, I don't think like the happy-go-lucky times make them fake. Yeah, I don't think that part makes them fake. I mean, that's how they are. That is them, and that's part of their true colors. This is how they are in regular day-to-day life. I just think humans are complicated. You know, you're going to have frustrations. You know, and sometimes, you know, because kind of with the post, kind of what I feel of, like, it's kind of like if you ever you go to like a restaurant or something, and somebody's yelling at the staff. You know, something went wrong, and you know, is that the real person? Is that how they really are? Right. Or is that just is it just temporary? You know, it's like I said, you know, if you know that, you know, do you believe like the woman, you know, talking to her kid sternly? You know, is that how it is, you know, all the time, or is it just something? Or is this like the 100th time that this child has done the same thing over and over, and she's done? Yeah. You know.
So I always, I mean, humans are complicated. And I've done things or said things to people, and 10 minutes later, I feel bad. I shouldn't
Yeah.
have talked to them that way, and sometimes I'll go apologize.
Yep.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't. It's their moment. It's them at the moment. I always try to, because being in customer service, people have gone off on me many times, and
and you don't know what's led up to it.
Yeah, maybe this is like the fourth store.
Maybe they are just an asshole, and that's it. Period. But you don't know.
And
especially if it's somebody you don't know.
I've had yelling customers before, and I don't know why are they mad that we're out of stock with this, or we've had one guy he wanted a big food amount, and something happened with the order. He didn't take his form back to where it was supposed to be made, so they never saw it was paid, so they didn't make it. And then he came in and yelling up the storm, cussing up the storm for customers and children, and I don't know. He could have been needed for a funeral,
right?
And he's dealing with that stress,
right?
But if I saw him in the street, 2 weeks later, I don't expect him to be that same person, yelling at me, or if he's nice to me, or he's being fake. It's
right.
People need to understand. It's what they call it, main character syndrome.
Right.
You think you're the main character in this movie of life, and everybody. The way people treat you is because of you, but it's not. It's everybody has their own things going on. So just learn that, and you'll brush it off. You don't forget. I've been yelled at many times and told stuff,
too.
and and I and I think about it. It comes up in my memory.
Yeah,
but
it's like we get. I do the same thing with our tenants. They don't pay their rent, and we have to call them and find out when are you going to pay this? And you're mad at us because they're not paying their rent. I'm trying my best, and I know you don't care. I'm working 2 jobs, and I'm like, that's not my fault.
And then there are people on your side who say, that person's lazy, and deadbeat, doesn't want to pay, but they might have had a medical issue, or somebody in their family got sick, and they had to help. Now they're they're struggling. They can't find the money. They might have to pay late, and you never know. And
we get those too. We're like, okay, we're trying to bring us what you can. We always try to work with our tenants and bring what you can, but you do have to pay the late fee, and you do I'll mark it here on your account that you're going to pay on this date, and blah blah blah. But then we also get the ones that it's our fault that they work they work at McDonald's, or they I'm like, it's not and you guys, I know you guys don't care, and blah. That's one tenant we have that I know you don't care. I lost my job, and I only have one job now, and blah blah blah. I'm like,
it's not we care fault. We care, but
that's why we're calling you to find out what's going on. If we didn't care, we'd evict you right now.
We call the sheriff right now. Go get her out.
And it's just
it's I get that at the store. I come in every time. You do this to me all the time. It's like, I don't do anything to you. It's
right.
It's
not you personally. I'm sorry. We do it to everybody.
I wanted to tell people, there's such a thing called bad luck. There's I'm sorry you showed up at this time, and there are long lines. It's what I say. I've told people I've gone to drive-throughs, and they're 10 cars ahead of me, and I go, I'm hungry. I'm gonna get in line. I get in line, and they process, and I'm going, and they process the cars, and then I get to the window, and I look back, and there's nobody behind me.
I'm like, just my luck.
And I go, I could have, sat at home for 10 more minutes, 10, 15 more minutes, and just almost just driven right up to the window. You don't.
You never know. It's a hit and miss.
That's not. When people cut you off or yell at you or something, sometimes it's not personal. It's not you. It's them, and they have their own issue. Like I'm not gonna yell at the person at the. And I've been mad at drive-throughs. I've been or in restaurants or places. I go to a store and it's not there. Something that I want's not there.
Yeah.
And I get mad, but I don't think I've ever yelled at a employee of a company, a store or something. I've never, like, I tell people, I think one time I spent 2 hours in the Sonic drive-thru for a milkshake.
Oh.
Like, and
have you ever?
And I know something was wrong with the store. Some people called out or something, but
yeah.
And I'm mad and mad and mad. So I get to the window and then they're like, just relax. It's not. I'm not even going to ask. Like, I just assume. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the person that behind me probably like, oh, they're just messing around back there. I'm going to give them a piece of my mind. It's like,
right.
You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and then
like I said, they're doing it to me. This is just because I'm here.
it's all like, about me. Yeah,
it's not. It's. So,
have you ever gone to like a fast food place and gone through and either stood in line or gone through the drive-through and the person that working is just pissed off?
I've probably been that person.
They're just like, like you're working like customer service and you're like treating me like it's my fault you're working here.
Yeah.
I've seen several people like that, and I was like,
and
you can smile and be kind, and you don't have to be a bitch. That's not my fault that you're working at a fast food place.
And that's it. And I try to give them sometimes the benefit of the doubt too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're short staffed and they're running around. You don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a sick relative in the hospital and they wanted the day off. They called the boss and the boss said no, because that's happened to me.
Oh.
And not too sick, relative, but I've needed days off and they said no. And as long as they don't take it out on me, like start yelling at me, because I've been to many places, and I try to be friendly. Hi, how you doing? And you see it in the face, you see it in their attitude, body language. So I just try to brush it off. I go, something was wrong with them. As long as as long as I got what I wanted, I'm sure next time I come in, they'll probably be happy and friendly and bubbly. But,
you would hope.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's, it's like everywhere you go. You go to any kind of customer service, you never know. Sometimes you get that one person that just loves their job and just goes above and beyond. You're like, oh, wow, you're so nice.
Like sometimes they go above and beyond, and then you go the next day and they're not having it today, and they're just doing the basics and.
Yep. Oh, excuse me. I need more coffee.
You didn't sleep 4 hours last night, did you?
Felt like it. No, actually, I slept pretty good. I actually woke up before my alarm, so I must have got a good amount of sleep.
Fortunately, I had a work late close last night, so I didn't get home till after midnight. Didn't go to bed until 2 and woke up at 6 to start getting this ready.
Gosh.
Well, started waking up around 6:30, got up at 7.
Yeah, I woke up
so don't make me yawn.
Yeah. Usually Thursdays I try to sleep as long as I can, which is about 7:45, which is late for me. But I was up already like at 6:30.
Don't you hate that when you have the day off? Your body clock's on. It's 5:45. Wake up.
Yeah. I'm like, just let me sleep. But then there's also some days where like my alarm goes off and I was like, and it's 7:45. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I slept this long. I must have been tired.
That's the worst when you like blow through all your alarms.
Yes.
Especially nowadays with the, I think you use your phone for an alarm.
Yes.
I'm like in a dream, like turning off the phone. Snooze, and then the last alarm finally wakes me up. It's like, oh man.
No. Well, they say it's not good to snooze because it makes you tired. It makes you more tired.
It does seem that way sometimes.
Well, that's what scientifically that's what they say is that when you hit your snooze and you go back to sleep, you don't get that. You don't really go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, you don't get the REM, you don't get anything. It's like So they say if your alarm goes off, wake up and get up and go. And you'll be
Or
less tired.
like I'll have the thing like I'll wake up before the alarm and like I'm kind of fully awake, but I go, you know what? I got time. I'm gonna try to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And I doze off, and then the alarms are going off, and I start snoozing it, and then when I finally wake up, I feel more tired than when I first woke up.
My alarm goes off, and I sit up right away. My alarm goes off, and I go fuck, and I sit up right away. That's like the first thing I say. I'm like, fuck, it's time to get up. So I get up right away. I take my medicine and jump in the shower. Like I don't lollygall. What is it? Lollygall around.
Here's like the funny thing that I've noticed. Like when I wake up, like okay, I wake up okay time, like normal, and I have to get ready for work, and I have, let's say I give myself 2 hours, and I still have to rush. Like I take my time, but like if I ever wake up like I've overslept and say I got half an hour to get ready, and I could actually do it.
Right.
The adrenaline kicks in. Like, what usually takes me a whole hour, I get done in like 20 minutes. Shower, get dressed, and get out the door in 20 minutes. And I'm like, why can't I do this all the time?
Right. I don't know what it is. Like some days, I'm like, I leave my house by 7:10. I try to leave by between 7:10, 7:15. Some days I'm like, I'm ready at 7:00, and I'm like, what? And then some days I'm like running out of the house at like 7:18.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I wake up at the same time why? I don't understand.
Or you give yourself like an hour and a half, and then you're still rushing and go, where did all my time go? And like I said, like when you wake up and you're late.
Yeah, because I don't turn the TV on. I don't do anything. I do listen to my morning prayers, but I don't, I try not to scroll or do any of that on my phone. I wait until I get to work.
You're the opposite of me. That's where all my time goes. I'm scrolling.
Yeah, my boyfriend's the same way.
I got
That's
YouTube
the first
on
thing
TV.
he does.
I'm on YouTube and on TV, and like, what video do I want to watch while I get dressed? And
that's the first thing he does. He gets his phone and he's on social media. Boop, boop, boop. I'm like, no. I'll check my emails.
Or I start playing the game and I go, okay, one more round. It'll be quick, and then one more. And
I can't. I don't have time. I just I get up and I jump in the shower, and then I'll come back and I'll look. During Lent, I was going in my email and looking for the email of this Lent video prayer that I was doing, and then I would go to another app and listen to that prayer. I was listening to 3 different prayers in the morning, and then that's what I would do. But for the most part, my phone is over on my nightstand, and then now that my car, we started charging the Jeep when my boyfriend gets home in the morning, because we found that when the house is on the batteries, it doesn't get the full energy or whatever. Yeah, the full power
wattage.
Yes. So the batteries turn off at 11, and then it goes back to being on electricity. So he gets home about 4:30, and he'll plug it in. So I'll look at the camera, see if he plugged it in, to see if I can see the cord, you know. And if I see the cord, then I'm like, okay, just to make sure that I don't have to run out there and plug my car in. I mean, I can go to work in gas, but who wants to do that? So that's one thing I'll check. No. And then just jump in the shower and get ready and go to work, and that's it. I don't got time to be on my phone.
They say some people don't put the phone or the alarm right next to the bed, put it across the room.
So you have to get up.
Yeah, the people have told me that, and I go, you know what? I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go across the room, turn off the alarm, and just go right straight to bed. Mm-hmm. I have no willpower.
Yeah. No. I
snooze it and go back to bed.
Yeah, I get up, and that's the one thing I'm pretty good about. It's just once my alarm goes off, I get up and I'm like, okay, let's go. Because I know if I don't, I'm gonna be like, I'll be lazy the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Plus, you got to get to work. I got to get to work.
You have to get to work. You don't want to.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah. Bills and bills.
So live looking at Steve.
There's Steve.
I wonder if they I guess they have to knock him out completely. It's not one of those.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I know there's some surgeries that
You're in Twilight.
or they like put like a topical, like maybe like knee surgery.
Oh,
like
yeah.
They just they numb that area, kind of
Like an epidural, or they might put, yeah. But
You
no,
know,
this one is like a full sleep. When I had my gallbladder removed, they put me in a
Yeah.
Twilight. No, I'm sorry. They knocked me out. I'm like, where was I in a Twilight? My colonoscopy.
No.
They put me in a Twilight state, whatever that meant. I'm like,
Oh, was that laughing gas?
no, it was through IV, but I guess it wasn't like a full sleep because you only need to be asleep for a certain amount of time. So it kind of like, you're asleep for maybe 10 minutes. But I was like, okay, whatever that means. I still don't remember anything that you guys did.
So to the audience, as Steve said, with that picture, he sent us a text. He's like, because I think I didn't put the show rundown, and then Steve's like, can I still come on and do the show? I'm all, yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll get the camera set up.
See, the funny thing is, if it was me, I'd be doing that. Like, do I have to be knocked out? I want to do the show while there's
Right?
surgery.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen that? I guess somebody was having brain surgery and they were playing the violin. Because I guess they don't knock you out.
Different. Because the brain surgery, they have to keep you awake.
Yeah. See, I would want that. If I was having brain surgery, I'd be scheduling for the showtime.
Yeah, well, can I put my tripod right there and just like video the whole thing? That was me.
They're cutting up my skull and I'm talking on the show.
Yeah.
They mess up, you see my brain come down.
Yeah, like me when I had my surgeries, I was like, oh no, can I get pictures? Can I get pictures? I want to see.
For your next colonoscopy,
I do have pictures.
Huh?
I do have pictures from.
Well, I mean, next time do it live. We'll do the show live.
Oh.
Kind of like me at Disneyland. We'll just get your phone and we'll hook up your headphones.
Yeah. Well, luckily I don't have to go. I think for another. I think you're supposed to do it every 5 years, but they told me I could wait like 10.
Yeah,
I'm all clean inside. I didn't have any polyps or nothing. I was like, woo! So.
Schedule one for next month. I'll be like, oh man, this lady really likes it.
Right?
All right. Been a good show. And hopefully Steve comes out okay. And then,
yes.
I don't know. Next week, are you still up for an evening show or no?
Next week, I'm off. Next week, I have to work. Remember?
Remember.
Oh, yes. Just let me know.
I don't know about it. I have to ask Eddie, and then Steve should be out of recovery by then. So.
Right, yeah, because he's going to be in there for a couple days, right?
I believe so. I don't know. Well, the first time, how long was he there? Like 2 days, and
he just spent the night. But this one is a little bit more because of the skin graft. They have to make sure the skin doesn't die, that it takes and stays alive. So he's going to be in the ICU for a while, a couple days, he said.
No, we'll come live from Steve's ICU.
Right.
The nurse comes in, gives him a sponge bath during the show.
He'll want to videotape that. I'm just kidding.
All right, Elissa.
All righty.
We'll text each other. We'll figure out next week.
Yeah, just send me a text or something.
We might be on in the evening after dark.
Yes.
Or I don't know, depending on the time, a little bit of light.
Twilight. When the sun goes down. Sunset. We'll be there. We'll be there at sunset.
Elissa's back in Twilight.
Right.
All right, everyone. As Steve says, life's too short to be shy. And if we're not back next week, we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yes.
All right?
Yep.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Heavy metal tonight.